everybody, welcome back to Northern Land, Place the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I think because we lost the streak on the last run, which I would take that loss over a win 9 times out of 10 just because of how ridiculous it was. I'm gonna start doing some Eden streaks again just for kicks here. APDS KV3H. As I was saying, damage actually seems pretty good here. Obviously we have Book of Revelations and then Mom's Eyeshadow, but our damage stat seems good, and you know, Book of Revelations gives us a really good chance to get a lot of orbitals quickly, obviously, and, you know, the faster we can get those, well, I mean, the faster we can do damage if we're not doing any other damage, if you know what I mean. Like, you can at least run into enemies, but, our damage stat seems great. I'm gonna go into our cursed room right away and just see if we can benefit, and we didn't benefit, but we also didn't lose out. Also makes for a great viewpoint here, but, yeah, as I was saying, I like that we had a loss on the last one. It was an exciting loss. Most of the losses that I have are just really frustrating. This one was over the top and kind of hilarious, which I think is, it gives it a little je ne sais quoi, shall I say. Obviously, the way to not lose that run would just be, just gonna try to Hagaloz this one. Give us our best shot at a crawl space. Still not a good shot, but, I thought it would work out, possibly better, and also I didn't want to have to navigate around these enemies. It's like, if we can avoid it, why don't we just, kill them the easy way? But if we'll miss out on some tinted rocks, then I'll feel kind of bad about it. But yeah, like, if you missed our last run, we had something ridiculous, just absurd damage. Proptosis was a part of it, I forget what else we had, but, Krampus's head, and then I re-rolled it all on a 6th room and got Soy Milk, Anti-Grav, Shielded Tears, Ipecac. So just firing a lot of shots very, very quickly that hit me right in the face. So it was, wow, this was not what I expected our HP to look like, but it's okay. Although I'd like a red heart for a deal with the devil, but, you know, it is what it is. It was a little ballsy there. Yeah, it was a run that I think we could have won, but I'm happy to have had the chance anyway, you know? It's like Rocky Balboa or something like that. Mostly we're just happy to have been invited, to have experienced a run like that, even if we didn't pull a win out of it. I hope that somebody out there tried it, managed to get the D6 room as well, which I don't know how that's seeded, and then played that for themselves, because I think that one's a lot of fun. And I think it's totally beatable, and I think that I could beat it. Obviously not on the first try, but after that, knowing what was coming, I think I would have had a better chance. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it entertaining. Some losses I felt ashamed of, like the Soy Milk Mom's Knife run. It's always Soy Milk now, but the Soy Milk Mom's Knife run was like, well, I probably shouldn't have picked up Soy Milk. This one, I was like, it was a good time. I had a good time with it regardless. As much as I would love to save the Sun card for later, I know myself, and I know that I will probably use it if we encounter a big room where enemies will likely die if I use the Sun card. So let's hope that that doesn't happen, and then I'm not kind of baited into using it, and we can get some better benefits out of it later. I mean, we could get it to find the secret room on this floor as well, and that might be worth its weight, but it's pretty easy to find the secret room on these floors regardless. I've been looking at every single one of these recent rooms for Tinted Rock, but they just are not showing up. Not the end of the world either way, I'm just a little surprised. Like, I'm almost tempted to use the Sun card right away on this room, but I think we can get away with not doing that, and it did work out. And we're gonna get our key back, which is fine. Or we already used it, I should say. No, 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 no. I'm gonna take it. I can't believe that after saying it's always Soy Milk, we got Soy Milk. Why take it? Because we now have the potential to dictate our run. It's not like we're rolling into Soy Milk or picking up Soy Milk after picking up other stuff. We're getting Soy Milk first. We can choose what to take, what not to take based on that, and I think our damage is actually going to be pretty good based on our existing damage stat and also the Chemical Peel pickup, or was it? It wasn't Chemical Peel. It was Chemical Peel. Yeah, okay, let's not get too ridiculous here to start with. Kind of want to bait these guys into falling into it. Oh, it worked, okay. Actually, like I said, I feel like our damage is not that bad. I really thought that I could keep him in a place where I wouldn't get hit, but that's okay. Can he even charge me? Yes, he can. Okay, I should not have risked that, but we've learned a little bit. 1.5 Spirit Hearts down. We'll get one of them back along with some bombs here. Not a good pickup for us, but it is what it is. I gotta be honest with you, Soy Milk Brimstone is hot garbage, so I'm gonna skip that. And it is painful knowing that if I had not taken Soy Milk, we would have just gotten Brimstone there, and we would win this run. There's no question about that. Instead, we'll take our 3 Spirit Hearts, and then we'll get into a fight with the Angel, and we'll be on an Angel run. What could have been a Brimstone Devil run is now a Soy Milk Angel run. And I gotta admit, now I'm questioning myself from like 3 different axes. I'm like, first off, was it right to take soy milk? The answer is no, but it's fun. And I'd like to get a soy milk win to wrap my head around after having so many soy milk losses recently. I think it's totally doable. I have a tendency to like this item on an entertainment level, despite obviously not being the biggest fan of it when it comes to actually, you know, using it. Then secondly, should I have taken Brimstone? Brimstone is, with soy milk, is bad. Like, it's really bad. But I'm conceptualizing it as bad within the context of having Brimstone and then picking up soy milk. I don't know if I've ever had soy milk and then picked up Brimstone. That might be an upward move for us, but I think we're going to be fine for at least a few floors regardless. So we have a chance to, if we've even dug ourselves into a hole, to dig ourselves out of it as well. I know that the expression, dig yourself out of a hole, is meant to be kind of like expressing futility. I understand this, but let me use it as if it had some face value here. I'll just move into the next room and pop this immediately. Still waiting on this sun card, just for, I guess maybe for us to have some red hearts might be a big enough sell for me to use it on a floor. Red heart containers, I mean. Obviously we got red hearts, just hanging out everywhere, but unfortunately I don't really have much means to use them right now. Yeah, I actually moved myself in a position to walk on the spikes there, which at some point I've got to take some responsibility for that. There's our red heart. See, like, that's not bad damage. It's obviously not incredible damage either, but I have to admit, like, we're not taking 100 years to kill enemies when we get sustained fire. When we don't get sustained fire, it takes a little longer. But anytime you can get through this room without taking damage, I think that's a huge positive. Pestilence, of course, because of our Book of Revelations. I guess even if soy milk does turn out to be complete garbage, even more so than its usual functional level of garbage, we will have the ability to maybe have a 3rd, maybe even 4th level Meat Boy that we can rely on, lean on a little bit for extra damage, and of course that's going to be our Angel room, where we've already been, so we don't need to do anything there. I mean, right now, look at the time. That's the best indicator, I think, that things are going okay. Like, we are ahead of schedule. And as long as we are ahead of schedule, that to me indicates that we're not doing so badly on our damage here. I will take that, and I don't regret it, actually. Helps us make our sun card last a little longer until it loses its efficacy. And I gotta admit, charm tiers are working out well for us as well. One of the things I was excited about to take soy milk with on this run was, ooh, even better, was the fact that we had a tier effect. So I know that we have, like, kind of an excess synergy as a result of that. Our item room is way the heck on the other side of the map. So our time advantage is gonna erode pretty quickly here. That's not gonna help us out at all. But we had it at one point, and that's what's important, possibly. Yeah, we gotta go up here. It probably won't be too far away. I mean, this floor can't be that big. It's only the Catacombs 1, right? Caves 1. I don't know why Catacombs 1 just doesn't roll off the mouth as easily. It's always gotta be Catacombs 2. Catacombs 2 feels right. Caves 1 feels right. Caves 2 is like, ooh. It's something about the way it sounds. It's like the way people say, like, I don't like when people say the word moist. It sounds weird. That's how Caves 2 feels to me. It's like, whoa, gee, it's like slander or some kind of terrible epithet or something like that. It's like super not worth it. That was Crack the Sky, which we've seen a lot recently. This is not my favorite of the seeded runs that we've had so far. Not seeded, I mean, like, you know, freaking walk on the spikes again. When I do runs, oftentimes I tend to get the same items over and over. Sometimes we end up with Magic Mushroom, and Godhead has shown up a lot recently, actually. But, this time, it seems like we're stuck with Soy Milk and Crack the Sky. Little Gish is in every pod, you know, Little Gish shows up all the time. We are gonna come up here. And hopefully, I guess, get a better Angel room on this floor. That's pretty much what we're looking at as far as our value goes here. Value proposition, at least, I should say. Oh. We're good. Yeah, we, are unlikely to get a deal with the devil. We're unlikely to get a deal with the angel as well, but we're like, that's the worst, not worst, but least case scenario that's likely to happen, is, a deal with the devil. We've already been to our item room, and we don't have enough money for the shop. So barring, like, the world's greatest golden or stone chest or something like that, where we get a cricket's head or a fate or something like that, we're really looking out for just another deal with the angels, so hopefully we can make that happen. I mean, as of right now, we're ahead of the game. I know that sounds ridiculous because we have soy milk, but, you know, there's only a few items in Rebirth that I really advocate painting with the same brush. Like, Tiny Planet is almost there, I'll admit. Isaac's Heart is pretty much there. Isaac's Heart, I think, is always bad. Cursed Eye, you can obviously, of course, yeah, if you get the Razor Blade, you get Blood Rights. But, you know, 99 or 95 at least % of runs, I think it's worthless. Tiny Planet's a little better because, you know, with Soy Milk, it's good. With Death's Touch, it's great, etc., etc. I like it at least. It's just with Mom's Knife, it's turbo garbage, so that, you know, diminishes its status a little bit. Turbo garbage. It's a great expression. My new joke lately has been calling people a turbo nerd because they're not into Magic the Gathering, and then just kind of seeing how that reaction falls. Most people are in on the joke, so it goes across pretty well. Like, what kind of a turbo nerd isn't going to the Magic the Gathering pre-release on, like, Friday night at midnight? There must be some kind of fucking, you know, high-octane dorkmeister. Anyway. Similarly, Blood Rights is in that category. I think Blood Rights is an item. Blood Rights and Isaac's Heart are like in the mutually... What's the opposite or the inverse of mutually exclusive? You know, I'll let you struggle with that problem while I go onwards. They're only good with one another, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Or only great with one another. Man, this floor was like a total waste. I think I'm just gonna leave. Like, I don't know what else I'd be looking for on this floor. Secret rooms, maybe. I could understand. Maybe we'll take a quick crack at a second secret room. But apart from that, who am I trying to impress here? I've already been to the item room. I'm not gonna go to the shop. We got pills. They're multiplying, and I'm losing all control. Tears Up. That was mostly pretty good. Pretty fly Tears Up. Luck Up. Was there Luck Up in there? I think there might have been. Bad trip, obviously, but that gives us information, and we were going to use Book of Revelations on this floor anyway. So we're on the Depths 1, about 2.5 minutes ahead of schedule. That's pretty surprising. I don't think the Tears Up helps us here, but... yeah, being ahead of schedule, it would be hilarious to go to, and probably very useful to go to our boss rush room while also having soy milk, because, again, like, tier effects have the chance to help us out even more than usual, especially if they apply no matter what. Like, the most obvious tier effect there would be, like, damage. The more damage we have, it gets multiplied absurdly by the rate of fire that we get effectively from soy milk, so that would be good. I'm trying to think of what else. I guess there's not that much else in the reign of tier effects that kind of works like that, but, man, Abel, one thing's for sure, is definitely not what we wanted here. Lump of Coal would also be great, but, I really thought, first off, that we'd get hit by that purple fire, but also that the bomb would explode the purple fire. We're not very likely to get a Krampus fight, so I wouldn't hold out too much hope for a Lump of Coal. I'm hoping for Tiny Planet at this point. I mentioned it earlier, we haven't seen it in a little while. We don't have Mom's Knife. What kind of a turbo nerd doesn't have Mom's Knives? It's good. I don't know what it is about it. Well, I get the one level of the self-aware nerd calling another person a nerd. But then there's also turbo is like one of those insults that you can say because it's not offensive at all. Finally, this is a perfect opportunity, I think, to use the Sun card. Like, if you say, hey, slow down there, Turbo, nobody's gonna be like, I'm gonna fucking put you in a closed casket, right? Probably. I don't know where you live. Maybe that's a huge insult. Because I shouldn't put insults in other people's mouths. Okay, let's walk from this thing. This is where we want to place the bomb. I was so close. But no cigar. Think I could have placed that bomb? I think I could have placed that bomb. To get everything, I should say. I found pills. And we're not even going to get that much extra speed out of this, because I'll probably end up going to the shop on this floor anyway. You know, something like Champion's Belt would be a great pickup. Black Candle, any form of mapping, and then, of course, all the other items from the shop that are already pretty solid. Not to mention the extra rooms that we'd get towards getting more Book of Revelations charges. But speaking of which, we should have War on this floor. We're fast enough to get away from War. Yeah, we got knocked back because of soy milk. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. In worst case scenario, we could just charm him and then try to let the second level Meat Boy do some damage. But I'm excited to have a pretty good chance to get third level Meat Boy here. See what we got in our shop. Still fairly tough to hit things and keep them in the place where we hit them. We could get the stopwatch, but I don't think it's necessary, and if it's not necessary, then I don't think it's worth it because it's not as fun. I'd rather win this run mostly on my own merits and not have people being like, oh, it's freaking stopwatch that wins it for you. Again, always with the stopwatch. That's why they call you Mr. Stopwatch, Northern Lion. Do they call me Mr. Stopwatch? That's kind of like, if you're a sprinter, that's a great nickname. If you're a porn star, it's probably pretty bad. I was speaking of pretty bad. Just like laddered, like escalating knockback here. Hit him into me like 10 times in a row. Alright. We're still going to be ahead of schedule for boss rush. Again, it's still a little surprising to me. Especially considering we don't seem to be getting better floor to floor, but here we are alive. And actually doing really well. Largely based on our starting stats. I don't know. I can't believe we knocked him like directly around us there. That's a huge surprise. Maybe we won't be too much ahead of schedule. Shouldn't get too attached to that idea just yet. This is what we're looking for. Very nearly launched into This Is How We Do It there. It really is Friday night. I really am feeling alright. Is the party here on the west side? I mean, I live in a pretty big city. There's probably several parties on the west side. I don't own a truck, so I can't give my designated driver keys to it. I would also be wary. I'd be like, you know what? I guess I'll just be the designated driver. Because I don't know if my insurance covers me just giving you the keys. Like, what if we had an accident or something? Also, like, I can't believe we didn't get a lump of coal. That would really help us here. You know, maybe if I have to be the DD at my own party, like, maybe at this point I'll just stay home. Okay, and I can just play Magic and watch something on Netflix. That's the truth. Back in my day when we said Netflix and chill, chill meant Magic the Gathering, not what you kids are getting up to. That's not true. Netflix and chill, come over and watch a movie, it's always meant the same thing. Maybe not around the time of the advent of cinema. You'd be like, hey, come to my estate, watch a film. We just invented the moving picture. I want to blow your mind. It's like the Oculus, 100 years in advance. But nah, for generations, watch a movie. My lady, I decree, at my behest, would you come to my villa and watch a film with me and relax leisurely on my daybed? It always meant the same thing. Whether you're a Birmingham Baron or a freaking, I lost it. A Latvian Lord? That's what I was going for. I don't know why. I took a cadence of, like, I was starting to rap 93 till infinity or something. Okay, so, like, we could really use a teleportation card here. I didn't expect to find the boss fight this early. Oh, if only I had known that that was what that was. Is this the way we... Yeah, this is where we started. Well, in that case, why don't we... Because we got the time. Why don't we explore and try to find some important rooms? That way we don't necessarily need a teleportation card, although I'd very much like one. Mob trap room is not as important as I would hope for. Happy to have this this meat boy. This meaty man is pretty helpful. And he's going to continue to be as my tiers start to do basically no damage to enemies. Yes, we use, here's what we do. The Little Gish Slow, followed by the Super Meat Boy Chew. This is how it works. It's a potent cocktail. And we got it, okay. Took longer than expected. I think this will be easier as long as I can get this guy to be more stationary, which is not easy because he's kind of an unstationary boss, but as long as he doesn't do the big leap, we Gucci. What kind of turbo nerd says we Gucci? Actually, that one might be fair. Sweets. You are stuck. We could really use a teleportation card. Preferably the stars, just so I don't skip the item room on this floor. We don't have Curse of the Blind, right? We don't have... We have Curse of the Lost. Did I just use a card or something? No, I thought I hit Q by accident, but I guess I didn't. I don't even know if I had a card at my disposal. I guess I didn't, because I was using telepills earlier. Okay. All is forgiven. Nothing's gone wrong here. What we're looking for is a slow... And then Meat Boy getting in there, getting up in that ass fairly quickly, and then we have no concerns. No cat items either. Jesus Christ. I'm like completely in no man's land now. Remember that time we found the boss room in like 10 seconds? That was a wild time. I have no idea where we are now. Luck up. That's fantastic. Okay, well, on the bright side, we have found our item room. I can leave without going to the shop. You know, life goes on in that regard. This is like super bad and a terrible waste of my time, and go fudge yourself as far as I'm concerned. I think it can't be to the left here because we've already been here. How did this work? How did that work? How did any of this work? I do want to go to boss rush because with soy milk it really feels kind of feast or famine, right? I'll tell you what, I'll do one more room over here. I'm not glad I did yet. Teleport card would change that. Key does not change that. This is not a shop. Teleport card. What am I thinking? Teleport card. Teleport card. Alright, let's make our way back. We got not very much time to fight Mom. So it's like this way. And then at this juncture, I must have gone down. Ah! Oh no. I'm lost, aren't I? I'm lost. Meat Boy, chew! We gotta go, dog. We had every chance in the world to get to boss rush, but I've blown it. So it's like this, not down. This, must be this, then maybe down here, and then to the left. Oh no. I've had some kind of terrible miniature stroke. Where am I going here? This is a dead end. I thought the boss was to the right. There's to the left and up, right? This is why you can't find the boss room too early. It gets you into... What am I doing down here? Is it this way? Well, there's no way we're gonna be able to make it now, obviously. That's just like... That's a guarantee. But I'll probably, yeah, get here just in time to figure out that I fucked it up. Dang it. Oh, we'll double our keys. And you know what? I don't even want a teleportation card now, because that'll just make me think about what could have been. Alright. This is okay. I mean, it obviously could be better, but... Red version of Mom is more annoying. Oh, that's... I call a little bit of shenanigans on that. Red version of Mom is a little bit more annoying because, we're not going to be able to get Meat Boy to chew as much as I'd like. You know, he's going to have to move on the regular. Anytime we can nail the slow, that benefits us, but it's going okay. Oh, it was a hell of a shot. But I'm actually still really pleased with the way this is going, as ridiculous as that sounds. Oh, thank you, Pretty Fly. No deal with the devil or angel. Because that would be too easy. After all, they've already given us an item I don't want to take, and then Krampus' head, and 3 spirit hearts. At what point do I just say, hey, you know, the angel room's been carrying us the whole time? Got 3 spirit hearts, the chance to ruin your run with brimstone, and also Krampus' head when you already had a good spacebar item. It's like, geez, you want the whole run gifted to you on a platter at this point? People out there, Northernline, they did give you brimstone. Be fair to the inanimate object. I'm gonna take the inanimate object side, Northernline, because I worry about its feelings. Alright, well, you know what? You're entitled to do that. One day, maybe the singularity will happen, and the devil room will get a reprisal for all of the indignities that I have suffered upon it. I can't believe I didn't get hit there. I also can't believe I found the secret room. I can believe that it's not small rock, which would be a devastatingly effective item for us right now, but... Oh! Freaking left! I left as the room was only like half over. Well, it's okay, we got a Pretty Fly. And that's it, but still. I mean, I have no need to use Book of Revelations right now anyway, so the battery charge is kind of meaningless, but... that's not true. I should use Book of Revelations once, at least, to, give us a chance at getting a 4th level Meat Boy, which would actually be pretty nice. I know there's a spirit heart on the ground, but we gotta use it either way. Like, the use has to happen. And we got bombs back. Okay, this is where I'd really like Meat Boy to just be able to chew non-stop. I was, like, not very smart about that one, let's just be honest. Alright, chew him up. Chew him up. Chew 'em up. Chew 'em up. Just one word. Chew 'em up. To the great white north. Chew 'em up. It's a beauty way to go. Chew 'em up. That's getting a little... You know, that Canadianism is a little bit of a deep cut for me. You want to know the story of that? Well, Bob and Doug McKenzie were, well, let's back it up a little bit here. SCTV. Well, let's back it up here, okay? The year's 1975. Saturday Night Live is, it's just begun. It's making waves. Sketch comedy. It's the wave of the future. What more could you want on a Saturday night? But there's only one problem. Canada doesn't have its own Saturday Night Live yet, so, I don't know which broadcasting corporation it was. I'm going to assume it's the CBC, so I'll say it's the CBC. Commissions a show called SCTV. Contains many people you may know. For example, Eugene Levy, a.k.a. Jim's dad from American Pie. John Candy. I shouldn't have to tell you who John Candy is, probably. I think the guy's name is Jim Flaherty. He was the dad from Freaks and Geeks, and also the guy from Happy Gilmore who said, "You will not make this putt, you jackass." You know, I mean, I'm saying this like half sarcastically, but there's a lot of heavy hitters. Also, Rick Moranis. You may know him from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or also, you know, his part as Vince Clortho. Spoilers in Ghostbusters. They had a show in which they played a couple of a sketch, I should say, a recurring sketch in which they played a couple of stereotypical Canadian hosers, you know, beer drinking good old boys from backcountry. And they did the skit was so successful, and don't laugh at that, because the fucking Night at the Roxbury had its own movie. That's not the funny part here. That they launched a comedy album. I believe it was called Take Off, and the lead single was called Take Off, and it was basically just them talking to each other. And then Geddy Lee, vocalist and bassist for Canadian prog rock band Rush, you know, modern day warrior, me, you know the deal. You know, if you don't know Rush, you know, it takes some time. Did the vocal hook, and it went to like, I don't think it went to #1, but it was like around, you know, people knew it. And that was the deep cut there, and you might have said that's not that deep of a cut. Hopefully, after I've explained it, you've realized that the cut is actually surprisingly deep. I don't even care what this message is. I guarantee every fucking message I get this week is Mathis telling me about some of his dice rolls in Blood Bowl 2, and I'm so over it. I can't even express this enough. Freaking 2-die block on a Skaven Gutter Runner, and my Elf Blitzer gets double skulled and then gets an injury? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, dude, I like Blood Bowl 2, let me preface this, by the way, but the after-action reports in text do not come across that well. Freaking, I was in Microsoft Excel and I hit the random number function from 1 to 7 and it fucking paid out with the 7, man. Take off to the Blood Bowl 2, take off. It's a random natured game, take off. I bet that you could probably license that song pretty cheap. Man. Could we have gotten maybe like a few more curses of bullshit here? Because I'm not sure if we could have gotten any more curses of bullshit here. This is not even the right way. This is every curse is a curse of bullshit, but this is like the shittiest bullshit. Cricket's head, please. Let me see what this message is here. Is this important? No. That's not an urgent message. In the least. It's long. You know what? No, I don't want your key. That's a breadcrumb trail, so I know which way I'm going here in the future. Oh, why not take Petrified Poop Northern Line? Because I'm fucking mad, dog. McCree for the Sega CD. That is, don't take that one. If I ever fall on hard times and get into the lucrative industry of nerdcore rapping, I may have to use that one for my lead single. It'd be called FMV. Because you could, you know, it is a nerdy acronym, but also at the same time, you could use it to be another nerdy acronym, you know? I hope that makes any sense at all. This has been the fucking longest Womb 1 of all time. But we did get death! So, unless something goes awfully wrong here, we should get a 4th level Meat Boy, which, for the amount of effort it takes to get it, is, like, still not that important in our run. Like, it's not gonna win it for us. Well, it does a ton of damage, but the AI is just like, well, you know how the AI is for the familiars like this. It's not that good. Okay. But it will do more damage now, and that is, it's important, I guess. There's 4th level Meat Boy. And Nun's Habit, which is actually not awful. Now, just chew it right up, bud. I wouldn't mind so much if I had BFF, but I quite clearly do not, or I wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I'd be sipping a coffee, which is what I'm already doing. Not really slipping, more of a slurp because it's an iced coffee. Are you crazy, Northern Line? It's getting into the fall. You're getting an iced coffee that's a summer drink. Yo. Sometimes when I want caffeine, I want it ASAP. I don't want to wait for it to fucking cool down, okay? I want it inside of my body ASAP. Help. This room, oftentimes, that ends up happening. Which is fine by me. Freaking fine by me. No, I don't want your red hearts, okay? I don't need your handouts. I'm an adult. I still, look, I know it's weird. I'm gonna launch into a tangent here because I know this floor is gonna take an hour and a half. I encounter some people, like Kate and I, we really like a YouTube channel called Good Mythical Morning. They make, you know, kind of radio-style morning show content is the way I would describe it, but it's affable. I think those guys are funny, and they got a good production team, and I like it, alright? And then, what did you pick up? What did he pick up? He, like, picked up his friend. I talked about it on the show one time, and they said, 2015, people still watching Good Mythical Morning like they're 13. They did the fucking green text thing. They green texted me, the sons of bitches. And then I was like, you know, I got to thinking about that. Because I bet, like, if you watched Good Mythical Morning when you were 12, which you totally could have, does that to you now seem like something 12-year-olds like? Because you were 12. I mean, by the way, when I say that, I'm not trying to say that Good Mythical Morning is a show for 12-year-olds. I just mean it's a show that can be enjoyed by 12-year-olds. It's family-friendly entertainment. It's not meant to be an insult. There's lots of stuff that can be enjoyed by people of all ages. I definitely do not adhere to the fallacy or believe in the fallacy that, you know, something that can be enjoyed by kids should not be enjoyed by adults necessarily, or is like a lower form of content. Anyway, does that now imprint on your brain? I'm trying to think of examples from, like, my youth. When I was 12, what was I all about? Fucking, this is true, Smash Mouth, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, that Britney Spears Rolling Stone photo spread where she was in her room. No question about that. No question indeed. I'll take this. It wasn't her room, probably, now that I think about it, but that doesn't really matter, I guess. Is that stuff that only 12-year-olds can enjoy? Some of it, probably. Nobody can enjoy it now. Fingerboards? You know, those skateboards you drive with your fingers? Dragon Ball Z? That's definitely not for, like, 12-year-olds only, because Michael L. Fox still watches it. I don't know, man. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be offended as a 26-year-old man. I fucking pay my taxes. I can do whatever I want. If I want to watch Good Mythical Morning, I'm going to watch Good Mythical Morning. If you're a fan of me, then you should respect that, then. Those guys, they got a great improvisation. You can tell those guys took improv classes. They know what's up. Anyway, I've never taken an improv class, but if I did, I bet I'd see them there. Do you think if you went to an improv class and just broke the golden rule of always saying yes, you just said no every time, you could actually get into a fist fight? Do you think there would be people who would be mad enough to fight you? I'm gonna say no, and I know that sounds ridiculous because I'm the one who brought it up in the first place. But I wanted to concoct a scenario in my head where that would be funny. Like, what happened, bro? I got beaten up in my improv class for saying that my dude that I was partnered with wasn't actually an ice cream maker. He's a former, you know, police officer at the NYPD. You beat the shit out of me for not following the standard go with it rule. I can't believe we're still alive here, man. And I think we're gonna be fine, but I've been wrong about that before. Thank God that didn't break the angel statue. I was a little scared there. Are we gonna fight Mega Satan, by the way? I really fucking do not want to. But I've been holding on to this devil card for 2.5 lifetimes, so I don't know. Maybe. But the whole gist of that tangent, which really only lasted 1 floor, not as long as I expected, was I wonder if, like, the stuff that you like influences the age that you think people like it. Of course, when you put it in that way, first off, it sounds pseudo-intellectual, and despite what you might think by what I talk about, I have very little tolerance for pseudo-intellectual discussion. I'm like, get a PhD, put that shit up on JSTOR, and then link me to it, and maybe I'll take a look. But probably not, because that's boring, you fucking turbo nerd. But, I'm always like, leave that shit to the scientists. You and I are gonna debate which pepper is the best. That's in my wheelhouse, but anyway. Tony, it's weird. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, I was very into when I was 12. That does not seem like something that only 12-year-olds can enjoy. But maybe it's because I was into it when I was 12 and I didn't grow out of it. That series just started to suck. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. People, like, they have tastes, and the tastes evolve as they get older. That doesn't necessarily mean they evolved because they got older, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Mostly I'm just trying to fill dead air here. It's all an elaborate ruse to, you know, entrance you guys with some, you know, pseudo-scientific dialogue, get you thinking, and then at the end, all I'm keeping you around for is that, hey, if you enjoyed the episode, click the like button, call to action. That's what I fucking live for, man. Calls to action. That's my passion in life. Just a digital marketer from the West Coast of Canada. Passions. Definitely fucking working out, and EDM, I'm a big fan of, and calls to action. I'm just really passionate about sales, to be honest with you. It's a driving element in my life. That was me role-playing a very kind of, I don't want to say douchey, but I kind of meant it to be douchey version of myself. Hey, if you love working out in EDM, that's no problem. I just hate you because you probably got laid more than I did when we were the same age. So, fuck you, man. Life's not all about partying. Sometimes it's about sitting in your room, playing video games, wishing you were partying, but coming up with self-righteous reasons for why you're not partying when the real reason is just that nobody invited you. I'm sorry, is that too real? I've been there. It gets better. It gets better. You can go to Friday Night Magic. If you want to go to FNM with me, you could play Siege Rhino in a TP or why. That's what. Okay, what do you mean by that, Northern Line? Do you mean you could play Siege Rhino inside of the Aboriginal domicile, a TP, or do you mean you could bring a scroll of teleport with you from Dota? Well, what it means is that I was a little bit hard pressed for a rhyme, but I still wanted to work Friday Night Magic and Siege Rhino into a parody of Nelly's Ride With Me on the Fly. Nelly's, I heard it on the radio the other day. I love that I get a chance to listen to the radio again. Because I haven't been with it for a long time. And then, you know, what's it seems scary and unfamiliar to me. And it'll happen to you too. But, it has my favorite censorship. The radio edit of Ride With Me by Nelly. I heard it the other day. It still has my favorite censorship of any song of all time. Because literally there's a point where he's like, if you want to go and take a ride with me, and then he's like, smoke an L or something, smoke a spliff, I don't know, in the back of my limousine. But in the censored version, he goes, if you want to go and take a ride with me, smoke a... like, he breathes in, and then later on, for another censored lyric, he, like, blows the smoke out. And I'm like, that is, like, literally, you took a word, which people might mishear, or misinterpret, or not know what it means, and replaced it with the universal sign for smoking weed. It's like Mr. Nelly or someone at you know, Aerostar or whatever label he was on in fucking 2000 that probably doesn't exist anymore because of, you know, digital music, is either a genius or an idiot or a fucking turbo genius that was making a comment on, like, the redundancy of censorship. Is it not true that when you censor something, it just makes people more likely to seek out what it was? Well, look at this. They won't let me say weed on the radio, but they'll let me smoke weed on the radio. Like, it's... I don't know, I don't get it, but it's great. Even as a kid, I was, you know, when I'd hear the uncensored version, I'd be like, I have no idea what the fuck Nelly's saying, but if you wanna go and take a ride with me, I'm like, I know what that means. He's smoking a weed cigarette right now. Alright, I don't even know what the heck I'm doing here, but we're still alive and relatively well. See, this is why I wanted to take soy milk. I was hoping maybe we'd get a little bit of a better synergy on it, but at the same time, it has, it's led to some excellent commentary, or at least very tangential commentary. Mostly this is still a freaking set it, forget it, and, I can't think of any other words that rhyme with that, which is pretty sad. Yo, Meat Boy, come on, dog. Methinks the Meat Boy doth protest too much. The enemy was right flippin' there. Don't tell me you couldn't see it. Oh! We're fine, we're fine. If you wanna be familiar with me, you gotta stand around, not be low-key. What I meant to say was loco, actually. Get out of here with your gap-toothed smile, my friend. I will pay for cosmetic dentistry if you want it, but you're gonna have to do some work for me first. I'm gonna make a judgment call and say that I don't think we should fight Mega Satan. You fucking pussy, you turbo nerd. No, you know? If we fight Mega Satan, I give us like a 95% chance of dying, and that's not a number that I'm inflating to sell my own case at all. But, it is a number I pulled out of my ass either way, so, you know, it doesn't make it any more valid necessarily. But I'm, like, very confident we'll die. I think we should explore the chest instead. We'll see, though. We'll see what we get. Like, this has not sold me anymore. Quite obviously, most of these are pretty much terrible and worthless. Lemon Mishap is, like, almost good because we have, Unicorn, or not Unicorn, we have Nun's Habit is what I mean to say. And, like, this is... I don't even want to do the chest. Like, I'm doing the rooms here, and I'm realizing that, damage is, like, real bad. Even with this 4th level Meat Boy and, you know, also the Leech also doing damage. Also, 50% of US Americans don't even have maps. What I'm trying to say is that this is, like... This is tough. I mean, this is also one of the harder rooms for sure, but... I'm not really, like, in... Oh my god. I'm not in love with the damage we're doing right here. I'd be hoping to see maybe, like, some more chests. We've taken at least 1 or 2 luck upgrades. Oh, we did stay safe there. And they died, like, at exactly the same interval. That's ridiculous. Okay. Well, we're gonna try. I really don't think Mega Satan's the way to go. So I'm gonna try to do it the other way. If we die the other way, so be it, you know? I'm fucking trying. I hope that's clear. I never gave up on this run. I know, deep in your heart. I can't believe the knockback did not work there. I still love you. Okay. Any hour now. We're gonna be done with this one. This is the time spent per floor. Started real good and is finishing up not so real good. Oh yeah, let's do pretty much exactly the same room except with a different kind of scumbag this time. Get out of my face, you big disgrace, waving your green horse all over the place. Oh, Meat Boy shielded. He's fucking ran a screen for the... Oh no. For the silkworm there. Made it impossible for me to see where the silkworm was with his movement and his actions. This will be a really good time to get a chest. Oh, my gentle, my Lanta. Okay, well, this is also a really bad room. We're in, like, the perfect storm of bullshit right now. Of, like, all the worst rooms, and we have no damage. And I'm playing badly. Like, everything that can go wrong is going wrong. Meat Boy, he's a trooper, man. Oh, my good God. Meat Boy's doing damage, you know, he's trying at least. How are you supposed to dodge that, Neo? It's not dodgeable. Don't jump. No, we're dead. We are going to die. Yeah, that was That was a bad way to go. But, hey, it's the best time to lose is when you're already at a 0 streak. I still had a good time on that run, at least until the very end. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.